What's up, y'all? How we doing? What day is it today? Sunday? Sunday. What's up, y'all? A little dark. We a little dark, a little dark. A little bit too bright there. That's good. Soccer game was good, man. Soccer game was good. Fields Photography. What's up, Fields Photography? What are your thoughts on the Sigma? That's a great lens, man. I like that lens a lot. What are you doing with that lens, Owen? I think we already talked about that lens, man. I've been recommending that lens to... It's a pretty normal lens, though. It's like a 24 to 70. Essentially. You should definitely rent it. I love it. I love it. I think it's a brilliant lens. What camera do you have again? You have which crop sensor camera do you have? You have the R50V, don't you? It's a great video lens, man. Oh, 6700. Oh yeah, bro. That'll be money, dude. Money. It's a really, really nice lens. I like mine a lot. I use it as my like everyday carry. All right, so what are we doing today? Let's get some folders created so that we can do a file dump, an image dump. So anytime that I create a project, I create a couple of project folders. So what I have is essentially a folder where I create a creative drive. I have projects in here, 2026, and then I just kind of label them, you know, whatever I want. So in here, I could just label them as like Control Shift N and do like photo edits. And then within here, I'll create Control Shift N, new folder. I just cleared out this folder a while ago. Just try to keep the naming convention the same. I need to start labeling them by the year first. 0026 0412. And then within here, this will just be some photo dumps. So what I do is I go to desktop. Yeah, I'm editing photos from the photo shoot. Camera dump template. So today I use the R7. So I'll grab the R7. This is a blank folder. And then I'll grab the R5 Mark II. And now I can take my SD cards out. First, I'll see which SD card took all the photos. So this is on SD card 1. These photos actually came out pretty good. There wasn't a lot done right here on this folder. So SD card 1. Pull that bad boy out. It should pop right up. DCIM. There were some other photos in here that I was just doing some test photos from the day before. And I'm only going to grab the photos that I need. So I started here and then grab here. Put all of these into R7 folder. Ben's Tech Channel. What's up, buddy? How are you? Do you know what the sharpest 17? No, not off. Just it's a pretty sharp lens, man. How did you feel you did? Did those videos help? Oh yeah, for For sure they helped. Okay, so now we have those pictures. Let's eject the disk. Eject. Take this back. And then let's find out where the pictures are on this. I didn't take any video besides my action camera. 1. Jesus Christ. All right, so it's on the... Opinions on the R10. I love the R10. R10 is cool. Yeah, the R10 is definitely cool. As predicted, as soon as the as I had predicted, as soon as the thing ended, I had parents from the group and the brother of one of the athletes come up to me and said, "Hey, do you have those pictures you can send me? I saw you taking pictures. Oh, do you do this for a living?" And I had my dot card ready to hand out. And actually I recorded that. So it should be in the video somewhere. I might take that actually. Put all of these photos in here, R5 Mark II. So even if I don't get any inquiries from this tomorrow or the next day, maybe next season, maybe a couple weeks from now, maybe the next sporting event that they have, you know, so it grows slowly. You know, they'll see me this year. Hey, that was the guy from last year. You know what I mean? R6 Mark III. I chose the R6 Mark III. Yeah, I chose the R6. What's up, YouTube?
Hello?
Welcome in, you guys. Nikon ZR or FX30? Ooh, I would do the Nikon ZR for sure. Was that sound effect? Creed, what's up, Creed? What's your question, buddy? Ooh, we took 263 gigs of photos. Holy shit. ZR with taxes too expensive? Then why the fuck would you ask me, Josue? Why would you even have it as an option? Nikon ZR or the FX30? Oh, the ZR. Oh, but it's too expensive. Like, what the fuck? Come on, man. You guys are better than this. You guys are better than... Come on, Josue. The fuck? Jesus Christ. I'm not going to answer, dude. I'm not going to answer you, man. Because you don't have the money for either. Jesus Christ, man. Get your money up, kid. Get your money up, Josue. Jesus Christ. What camera are you using? This is for TikTok, I'm using the Sony ZV-E10 II. Do you use aftershoot? I don't even know what aftershoot is. What camera do you recommend for aviation photography? I would do more for like, be looking more at a lens, man. I have the Sony ZV-E10. Nice. Bro, you don't even have a 3K camera. What you mean get your money up? I have more than a 3K camera, Josue. Which one can you afford, Josue? If you can't afford the Nikon ZR, would you be able to buy the FX6? How much is the FX6 anyways? I don't even have a 3K camera. What the fuck are you talking about, Josue? What are you talking about, broski? The most expensive camera that I have was what is it called? The C50. How much is the FX6 right now? FX6. That's $7,000, dude. If the ZR is too expensive, dude, this one is a different ball game, bro. Yeah, it's a different ball game, bro. What's up, Big Texas? What's up, man? How are you? We're just waiting for some photos to transfer over, and then we'll get to editing. And we'll see how the photos turned out. They might be all trash. They might not be. Who knows? Just the US Open today. Shot the US Open. Nice, man. Oh, great. I'm looking for a camera. I can shoot 8K, 48 megapixel sensor, also takes amazing photos. It's bad. I don't know what you're asking, Bob Lacker. Any tips on TikTok upload? I feel my recent video got way too compressed compared to the original. I usually just export in 1080-30. Yeah, 1080-30. And then that really keeps the compression down. Yeah, OpenGate is only 30 FPS, but I mean, for real, man, what else do you? I mean, you need 7K. You need 7K 60. That's crazy work, dude. Opinions on the DJI Osmo? I like the Pocket 3. The Pocket 4, I think, is going to be better. I would save your money on the 3 and just go for the 4 directly. You know. Probably what I would do. What laptop you recommend for editing photo and video? Anything with a dedicated GPU is going to be good, or any of the new MacBooks if you're looking for a laptop. That's kind of what I like. Okay, photos are updated. Bob Lacker, thank you so much for the follow, Bob Lacker. Can I record in 3:2 format in 4K 60? Open gate? No. No, that's open gate. Open gate has to be 7K. Took out the Fuji today to a trade fair. Nice, man. How'd it look? Yeah, how'd the photos come out? All right, let's get Lightroom going. And let's monitor my PC to see how it does. Because this is usually what like takes down my PC. Well, it doesn't take it down, but like it starts riding the struggle bus. Lightroom. Yay, Lightroom works. All right, cool. Beginner photography, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. File, import photos. Creative, projects, photo edits, and then here it is. Import. How many photos is this? 4,000 photos. Holy shit, boys. A lot of them is going to be the, like pretty samey photos. I bet you I'm going to write this down. I'm going to shoot for 10%. We definitely won't go through all of them today. But let's see how many I'm going to shoot for 10%. So 400 photos. %, equals 400 selects. Let's see how we do at the end of this. Dang, you took that many? Yeah, I was using the R5 Mark II and just like it was super sticky. The autofocus, and granted, 90% of these are gonna be no bueno. But I always aim for about 10%, you know, always aim for about 10% or so. So we'll let those import and then we'll just chill out while this process happens in the background. I took like 10 photos today. Hey, Big Tech, you know they're free, right? You know the photos are free. It doesn't cost you money to shoot. Sir, is it good to buy a 64 or save up some more for this? Save up and get the 67. Dang, yeah, my clients aren't getting any more 24. No, I always tell people a week. Sometimes I say 2 weeks. 24-hour turnaround is crazy. That would be an extra fee. If they need, I would offer that as a upcharge. As like, hey, if you want express turnaround, it'll be an extra 500 or whatever. Don't want to put mileage on the Fuji, bro. It's digital. That's what I was doing for months. Nah, 24 is crazy, dude. You'd need to charge a premium for that, you know? Editing footage at 4 a.m. Yeah, no. That's a premium right there. That's a premium upsell. Turnaround is 8 weeks. Gotta make them win. 8 weeks. That's crazy. Yeah, 8 weeks is nuts. I was about to edit a quick video on it. You should, bro. I guess it's because it was a tour video. They wanted to post it. Yeah. Yeah, if they 8 weeks is crazy. 1 week to 2 weeks is appropriate. These photos for this soccer game, I'll probably get it done fully by the end of this week. But you guys will watch the process, you know. Eight weeks is crazy work. Yeah, 8 weeks is crazy work. Was it a paid shoot? This soccer game? No, this soccer game was free. I was live earlier for the soccer game, and I already mentioned this earlier, but as soon as the soccer game ended, a couple people started coming up to me. Asking me if I had specific photos and asking to connect. And 2 of them took my social media information. So what I'm going to do is, here's what I'm going to do. I met with the team organizer, like the team mom, we'll call her for the lack of a better word, because I don't know exactly what her role was. I didn't ask her. I'm going to create a link of all of the edited photos for her using the platform that I use called PicTime. And she is going to give that link out to parents of the athletes of this game. And they'll be able to download their photos from this site. And the downloads, the digital downloads will be free essentially. But on that platform, you can choose to have physical print. So if any of the athletes' moms want a physical print, they can choose to uh, and then print from the website to get a physical print, a frame print, a booklet. They can do whatever, a shirt, print on demand kind of stuff, a mug. And if they choose to do that, then I get a small little commission. Now, can they just download the digital photos themselves and keep them? Yeah, they can. That's fine. And can they not use the website that I have? Yeah, of course, but that's okay. It's kind of like a loss leader. You know what I mean? Yo, man, when you take a break from this TikTok, they absolutely punish the live. Do they? That hasn't really been my experience. That hasn't really been my experience. That's true for everything, though, man. I think that's a little true for everything, to be honest. Was on aside from you and the other two people. No one joined. Hey, it happens, man. I did have fun, bro. I did have fun because I got to play with my camera in a different environment. And I'm looking at the photos and the colors turned out great. I had an ND filter. They're still importing right now. I guess I can keep you guys on the screen while this is importing. The team that I was there to photograph was the blue and white team. I did have fun. Yeah, I did have fun. That dot card came in handy. Yeah, it was perfect. Have a good evening. I'll be watching in the morning. Hey, Mike, what's up, Mike? I'll be doing this tomorrow morning. I appreciate you stopping in and saying hello, though. Yeah, I'll be editing. I got 4,000 photos, 4,401 photos to edit through. So this will be good. I'll be doing this for a couple lives. I'm gonna cull through them, you know, look at them. And my culling is pretty fast. How do you price out games? I typically charge a set price and players split it. Yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna do for like game coverage. I've never charged for a game, but I was saying in the live, I was looking around. I was looking at the team's uniforms. I was looking at the athletes' gear, and I was also looking at the facilities, the field. And I think I'd feel comfortable charging around $250 to $500 for coverage of the game, and include free images at the end of it. You know, I think 250 to 500 sounds reasonable for me. I stopped in for a few seconds. Yeah, and also it was an opportunity for me to get some BTS content, make a YouTube video or get some footage for a YouTube video, just get some BTS and some B-roll footage. How much is entry cam to get this close of quality? About $1,000, I think. Malik, what up, Malik? Don't want to be rude, but definitely need to work on composition and editing. Yo, I got the count almost correct. I said 4K. Yeah, 4,400. Hey, bro, what do you think about the 1D4, 1D6? I don't know. Is the 1D6 a real camera? Yeah, I charge about $250. That sounds about right, man. That sounds about right. I also want to be like fair to the team, you know what I mean? And for right now, I'm not going to charge anything. I might not charge anything if they invite me back. I might not charge anything for the entire season. You know, for this entire season, and then maybe I'll get them next year. So provide value up front. You know, provide value up front, because I may suck at this style of photography. I don't know yet. What camera are you using? For YouTube, I'm using an R50 up here, and for TikTok, I'm using a ZVE 10-2. Is that right? ZVE 10? Yeah, ZVE 10-2. You doing reviews today? No, reviews are only going to be for YouTube channel members. My bad, I meant the 4, the 1DX4. The 1DX4 I think was a monster of a camera, if I remember correctly. Big Texas, out of your 10 photos, did you get one that you liked at least? Out of your 10? I am shooting rodeos and having a hard problem with focus and tracking on the R7. What lens are you using? What up, Harry? Mr. Harry Drew? I'm just importing photos right now, so that's what we're doing, right? Meow. 70 to 200 f2.8. What is your autofocus settings set to? I was using the R7 today and it was snapping on pretty good. What was that? My phone froze. I just heard big If you out of the 10 photos that you took, did you get one that you liked at least? I had mostly whole area and tried 1 point. I usually do expanded area, and I rarely do whole area. I usually like to control the boundaries of the focus, and I don't want it to hunt around for like random spots. Thought I smelled something. I thought it was me for a second. Just half of one. Yeah, I definitely don't do whole area autofocus unless I'm doing like video. But expanded area. And then what's the one with just the big square and then the dots on each one? It just would not stay in focus. It just seemed washed out, if that makes sense. Washed out? Maybe your shutter speed wasn't high enough? What were your settings? Were you in manual focus or manual settings, or what automatic settings? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Your shutter speed might have been. That's kind of what I think you mean by it washed out, like it was your shutter speed was too slow. YouTube world, what's going on over there in the YouTube world? How we doing, brother? Okay. The same viewer over on Twitch. Happy to have you, lonely Twitch viewer. And nobody on Kick. Womp womp. That's all right. We got 12 followers over on Kick though, which is I wonder if they're bots. I hope they're real people. Using a V12 engine as my autofocus server. I was in manual. My shutter was at 1000 or high. My ISO was at 1000. I shot at 2.8 to 3.5. Yeah, I don't know. Gonna start selling recipes pretty soon. Yeah, man, why not? It was a covered arena and the sun was real bright coming into the walls. Yeah, I don't know, Charity. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, photos are done. All right, so this was just getting started here. Let's see. I'm looking for faces, and I'm looking for the ball to be in the frame is what I'm looking for. Okay, there's the ball. No faces. Oh, we got some faces right here. Look at this. Is the ball nice and round? It's a little round. I think I was shooting at mechanical shutter here, so... We gotta find the preset. Let's see what Frono's Photos can do for us. Faded Glory? Faded Glory? No. I usually like, I forget which one I like. I'll know it when I see it. Ovaltine is kind of cool. Ovaltine doesn't change the colors of the blue too much. So Ovaltine is an option. Good evening for video, GH52, GH. David Martin Graff. You know what, man? I don't know much about the Lumix for video, except for the S5 series. I like Ovaltine a little bit. Create a virtual copy. So Ovaltine was cool. What about Sandlot? Let's see. Export. I want to get rid of the Ovaltine preset. Good morning. What's up, Catherine? How are you? The client loved the photos from the 2 shows I photographed on Saturday. Nice. That's good. That's a start. So I just want the crops to be the same. We were at Ovaltine, Sandlot, nope. Silver Tide, nope. Universal Soldier, Waffle House, nope. Waffle House, no. Field photography. Just took a cold shower. Nice, good for you. If you can field photography, if you can afford the R5 Mark II, that's what I would buy. ACDC. Fropack. Bob Ross. Bob Ross is kind of cool. Changes the colors of the field a little bit too much, though. Yeah, I have both of those cameras, the R6 III and the R5 Mark II. Both of them are great, but if you can afford the better camera, always buy the better camera. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Nope, nope, nope. Don't like any of these. Dorothy. Double stuffed Oreos. Might do a black and white on this. Couldn't use flash at all apart from some of the second row. Then back to no flash instructions. So I had to switch to manual mode and bump up the ISO. Yeah, but you learned something. You learned something on the go, right? Yeah, good for you. You gotta be, you don't know what you can do with the flash and no flash until you're actually in. What kind of event was it, Catherine? Eckert. Eckert's kind of cool. I could probably work with Eckert. No vignetting. I kind of like Eckert. Prestige Worldwide. Prestige Worldwide is pretty basic. I like that one too. Maybe we'll do Prestige Worldwide. And we'll also do Eckert. And let's see what else we liked. Prestige Worldwide was pretty basic. What camera did you use? I was using an R5 Mark II. R5 Mark II for these photos. And I'm pretty cropped in on this photo. That's why the R5 Mark II at 45. Zoolander's kind of cool. Blue's Clues is usually what I... Blue's Clues is nice. We're going to do Blue's Clues. I think Blue's Clues is the one that keeps, like, everything as... Yeah, Blue's Clues is probably going to be the win. High C's okay. Antonio, yeah, Blue's Clues works. Blue's Clues, I'm, you know, for sports photography, I really don't want to switch up and get too crazy with the photos, at least for the photos that I'm going to be delivering to the parents. You know what I mean? So I think I'll keep it Blue's Clues. So these are the options. So let's write these down. We did this one, which was what? Ovaltine. So Ovaltine is option 1. Second one was, what did we call it? Prestige Worldwide. What do we think, guys? Third option was Eckert. No vignetting. Eckert is this one, by the way. My bad. Eckert. And then 4 was Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues is this one. So these are the choices. We got Ovaltine. I kind of like Ovaltine too. Prestige Worldwide is pretty normal. And then Blue's Clues. I think Blue's Clues is the one. Yeah, I think I like Blue's Clues for sure. The show and the preset. I had a brief for the ladies' night not to air capture any bids. And yeah, big learning opportunity. Yeah, for sure, dude. What's up, Visionary? 9 Visionaries. I like Ovaltine and Blue's Clues. Yeah, me too. Me too. I think we're going to stick with Blue's Clues just because it looks the most like closest to the... All right, so we got our edit down. I had 893 photos for the circus show and 400 for the ladies' night. Ooh, ladies' night. All right. You know, everybody that I review photos for, they edit and post these photos right here. Like the backs of people's heads and shit. I'm like, bro, those are the photos that you throw away, man. Never photographed one before? Uh-huh. Okay, Catherine. Okay, Catherine, I see you. That's good though. That's good. Any kind of opportunity you get to photograph something you've never done, I always say take it, dude. Even if it's done for free and it's no big deal, you know, just take the opportunity to learn it. Chester, what up, Chester? We're here, buddy. We're in here editing some photos. Shot with the R5 Mark II in the 70 to 200. I think I missed almost every single goal. So he's out of focus. He's in focus. Let's see. Blue's Clues kind of crushes the trees in the back. I don't know if I like that too much. I'm just looking for a horizon here. I think I was in mechanical shutter for the first like couple of photos. But at least the client, there is a big difference between putting on a LUT on. Is there a big, yeah, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, Rec 7 and R already has some colors. But at least the client is happy. Hell yeah, I got my XR glasses just now. What are XR glasses? So I'm looking for, like I said, guys, I'm looking for faces and I'm looking for the soccer ball. And if I can get them in the same shot, even better. Faces and soccer balls. I always have anxiety when sending out galleries now. How on earth was the confidence sending out RAWs? Yes, I never send out RAWs. I just didn't know if putting a LUT disabled the Rex. No, it doesn't. It puts it on top. Live a stripe down glasses version of the VR glasses. What's up, Ash? How are you? Is there a ball in here? Nope, there isn't. Nothing here. The final score was 4-3. The blue team won 4-3. And I think I missed almost every single goal because it's fucking amateur hour over here. So right now we're just doing a light edit just to see if I can find any kind of composition that is decent. Penn Manor. Let's actually, we'll Google that actually, Penn Manor. I'll remember that. Oh, he's gonna wind up a kick. Did I get the shot with the kick? What do you think, guys? We're getting close. Up. I should have been on his other side. So, no, he didn't really. I wanted him to boot it. Oh, here's when I stopped down my light a little bit. I feel like I should have kept it the other way. I'll have to bring up the exposure on these. When you say never send out RAWs, are you talking about the file quality or just the... The unedited photo. Yeah. The raw file. Do you take photos from the same angle? No, no, no. I moved. I stayed in a couple. I stayed like in. I was in like 3 or 4 different locations. But for the next game, this is my first soccer game that I've done. My first organized sporting event. So I did move around throughout the field, but I definitely stayed near the. I definitely stayed near the goal. The goals. Near the end is when I started to get the better photos after I had kind of dug in for a little bit. SWVA, what's up, man? It went pretty good, I think. So far, we're just going through the edits. My shutter speed was too low. So got an opportunity to go out, get some sun, get a nice little bit of color on my skin. But it went well, I think. Had a good time. I missed every goal, though. I think. I don't think I captured one photo of the actual goal. And soccer is like, it's a big ass field, dude. And if I want to continue to do these kind of photos, I'll definitely get like a 100 to 400. Yeah, goals are hard to get, but that's okay. I still had a good time. Good time out there. On one, I was perfectly positioned next to the goal, the goalie, and the ball came in, but I was fiddling with my camera settings. And by the time I looked up, the ball was already in the net. I was like, "Fuck." Mm. If this athlete was facing the other way, it would be better. Kind of got him in mid stride right there. I'm not going to win any awards. We're just finding edits. I think we're at 100 photos and we've only selected like 10 photos. Maybe less, actually. Missed focus, missed focus. One 200 of a second. I think I needed to be like in the thousands. Yeah, these photos right here, 1/500 of a second. 1/500 of a second. Yeah. I needed to be above 1/500. Kodak point and shoot from 1995. Is that what you have? That's if you still have that camera and it still works, congratulations. That's probably older. Julia, hello Julia. That's probably older than most of the people in this chat. Hello. Hello. The goal here, Julia, is to get faces and soccer balls. I found a couple good ones. Right now, we're just going through the culling process. What I'm doing, actually, I guess I should narrate this a little bit. What I'm actually doing is paying attention to my settings that I was using for these photos so that I could remember and try to recall where I was and what I was doing. So like the photos right here, every photo, when you go through Lightroom, it tells you your settings that you were at. I was at ISO 500, and the ISOs at ISO 1, the photos at ISO 100 are better, and the photos at 1/500th of a second are better than the 125. So I'm making like a mental note. What camera are you on? On TikTok, I'm using a ZVE-10 II. So 1/500th and ISO 100. Check. If I'm not there, the photos look a little washed out. Another thing that I didn't realize until the game was over is that I wore my fucking sunglasses the entire time. Big mistake. Yeah, so these photos here are no good. We want to be on the low ISO. Just posted a video of my Fuji photos. Okay, we'll check it out. Let's check it out, Big Texas. Let's check it out. Is it on your regular account? Okay, Big Texas. Okay, I see you here. Is it this one? Nice POV. Ooh, look at that camera. Ooh, bad, not too bad. Give it a like. Yeah, TikTok really smashed the shit out of your quality. There we go. Back. Oh man. Any tips for filming a quinceañera event? What kind of tips are you looking for? GG's, Big Texas. Yeah, so anything over ISO 1000, no, I needed to be cranked it down a little bit. I don't know how to edit videos. Yeah, it's all good, man. It looked like you used a template. I actually might like this to be a little bit wider. Bring down the highlight a little bit. Straighten her up. Tips on settings, and then just shoot to cover, shots to cover be the first time. So wide, medium, and tight, man. Wide, medium, and tight covers like most every photo event. You know, get a wide shot, get a medium shot, get a tight shot, and just cycle through those. That's why a 24 to 70 is so popular. Get some establishing shots of the location of where you are, you know, whether it's at a home or a picnic. Make sure to get some wide shots of where people are in the world. And then get a bunch of portraits of people. You know, ask abuela and ask abuelito to pose for a portrait together. Um, Follow the birthday girl around with photos, with portraits of her with family members and stuff like that, you know. How much did you get paid for the soccer gig? I didn't get paid for this, man. I did this for free. 100% for free. Oh, come on. He's facing the wrong way. Damn it. So faces and soccer balls. That's what I'm looking for. Faces and soccer balls. Oh, 17 to 40. Perfect. 17 to 40 is great, man. That's some good coverage right there. Yeah, that's essentially a 24 to 70, though. I mean, multiply 17 times 1.5. Thank you for the fan club. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I think 17 times 1.5. What is that? 17 plus what? 8, right? So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So it's a 25 millimeter, right? Yeah, 25. So, hey, that's some math there. Math is hard. Yeah, so that's plenty of coverage, dude. The 17 to 40, maybe sometimes even just a little bit wider, but that's a great lens for full coverage. How old do we think these boys are, by the way? I would say 12 to 14, maybe. They're definitely teenagers, so middle school. Yeah, you see these photos right here where, yeah, I need to be on ISO 100 and over 1/500th of a second. I'm also looking for the shape of the ball too. I'm trying to get this kid right here in focus, dribbling the ball. But I got him because he's the parent of the mom that invited me. So let's see if I can find a flattering image of him. That actually looks pretty cool. How much can we punch in? No. Let's see how far he makes it down to the field. Little bit of contact, little bit of contact. I wish his hand wasn't covering his face. The first pass, all of these are just light edits. Light edits. Trying to find the selects. We'll go in and do some more detailed editing after we choose the photos. Is there a way make a TikTok live horizontal? Uh, not on my stream. I only stream vertically on TikTok, but you go to YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, and you get to watch a horizontal video over there. And I do that in case people want to watch on horizontal. They can just go over to YouTube. Let's see. Do we get him to kick the ball, boot the ball? Ah! Let's see. We want flattering photos only, guys. Flattering photos only. Big Texas. Welcome back, buddy. Practicing some piano. That's good, man. Get the reps in. Get the reps in, man. When do you get your lens, by the way? Big Texas, thanks for the gift, buddy. I'm new here. Are you multi-watching? This young man right here, I think he scored he scored 3 goals. 3 of the 4. So this guy was killing it. We'll definitely have to highlight him. I'm trying to find where everybody's eye line is to see what the best composition is. I think Wednesday. Nice, dude. Yes, Big Texas. I appreciate you, man. God bless. You might as well turn on Twitch and Kick, bro. I know that's how the big streamers do it. They get like one person to watch across like 4 or 5 platforms. And then they put the others on mute or whatever. I appreciate it, man. That's how you get big, I guess. need to bring more laptops to work. Nah, all they do is they open up Google Chrome tabs. So they just have like different tabs open and then they mute. I'm not asking you to do this, by the way, but that's how I seen that. So they stay on one Windows, not Explorer. I almost said Windows Internet Explorer, one Google Chrome tab or Mozilla or whatever, and they have one on each, and then they just watch multiple streams of the same stream. He does score a goal around here somewhere, but I think I missed it because I'm an asshole. But I did catch their celebration. This is kind of cool. This photo kind of works right here. I might actually go wide with this one. One day I got it's all good, man. It's all good. You're at work right now? God damn, 10 o'clock? Jesus. Yeah, I think this kid scored 3 goals, so he killed it today. So he deserves some highlights. I think the parents would definitely like these photos. You know, the parents would like these photos. If I could have gotten them looking at me, that would have been even better. Yeah, I remember you saying 6 to 6. I used to work. I never worked the third shift. I did work not first shift. Well, kind of. I used to start work at like 4 a.m. I had to be at work at 3:30 in the morning and open up doors at 4 a.m. and then work 10 hours. So 2 p.m. So 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that shit was tough, dude. That shit was tough. Is photography? I'm a full-time content creator, Antonio. So now I work full-time as a creative. That was my old job. That was my old job while I was building this up. I don't know if I like this photo too much. Post. I'm gonna add a caption to this. Editing sports photos. Editing song. Video posted. That's dope. Yeah. Yeah, it is dope. One day when I retire, I'll be a full-time photographer. Me too, man. Me too. Me too. I got goals to travel the world only to photograph. I think I can do something with this photo here. I could definitely do something with this photo. So I'll mess around. Actually, I might as well mess around with it right now. Let's do a 1x1. Let's actually do a Shift M. Let's do a radial mask. pulling back the sky a little bit. Actually, you know what? I think that should be a linear mask. And then we'll put a little bit of a radial mask on him. Just to bring him up a little bit. Boom. Yeah, so that's more of a detailed edit, you know, so I'll go back and do this to like all the photos that I select. So, but right now, just for the sake of this live, I'll keep it. I have too many kids to maintain. They'll be 18, bro. They'll be 18 one day, you know. They'll be 18. They'll be able to take care of you one day, right? Yeah, so this is essentially like a much more a more focused edit right here. I'll do something like this to all of the photos later on, but right now I'm just kind of proofing. Let's see, this actually might be kind of cool. 16 by 9. Yeah. Look at this background, by the way. The building in the back, the dilapidated building. I was in an area of Philadelphia, actually not far from my house, that used to be like an industrial park. And that was like 20, 30 years ago. And ever since then, businesses have been buying up these old buildings, with the exception of this one here, and like turning them into like modern apartments. You know what I mean? So dope. Yeah, it's a pretty cool back. And then there was a train that was coming through, you know, so all of it was a pretty cool. So this is like a brand new middle school is what it looked like to me. So for this photo right here, I'll probably delete these kids right here. These kids over here. I'll delete these people. I'll delete the goalie. And maybe I'll delete this as well, to like the way he's centered in this photo is kind of right on the money, you know? So I'll subject select these guys over here and get them gone. So we'll select that photo. This is the kind of shit that I'm talking about when I tell you guys to like use your cameras on a daily basis. Like use your camera every day. But the second part to that equation is edit. Edit as often as you can. Just because it's just like anything else, man. Just like any other creative muscle. You need to exercise it. And I'm definitely not the world's best photo video editor in the world, but I get the reps in. It's all about getting the reps in. That's all that it is. Oh, did he receive the ball here? Oh, yes. Let's see. Remember, soccer balls and faces. Soccer balls and faces. So let's see if we can find a good one here. That's actually not a bad one either. None of these are great, but it's our first time. It's our first time. Take it easy, guys. Take it easy. I kind of like these wide photos here. These are kind of cool. Oh, the ball's not in focus, but that's okay. He's in focus. The blue doesn't change too much in this color grade. So what I'm looking at here, this whatever this filter is, I'm paying attention to this tree back here. And in the edit, it definitely brings out the oranges a lot more because the trees are more like yellow, and the edit turns them definitely like a stronger orangey yellow. How about his hair? His hair is a little more orange, isn't it? So I'll have to be mindful of that because I don't want to change anybody's hair color. So because we're just soft proofing right now, we're just going through the photos to find compositions, and then we'll do like some editing across the board to have them all match. How old do you think these boys are, by the way, guys? They're definitely in their teens, right? There's no way these guys are 10 years old. I would say 12 to 14 would be my guess. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I was thinking maybe teens, like preteen, like right there. Yeah, this would be a cool edit too. Just trying to find a composition, just kind of goofing around. 11, 12. Yeah, that's kind of my feel too. We're at photo 326 out of 4,000. You know what I'll do next time? Because I do think that I will, once I deliver these, now that I've seen a couple of these photos and how the edit will turn out, and I will deliver these photos, I think that I'll be invited back. So as I'm thinking about that, I'm making mental notes of what things I can like improve on in terms of actual game coverage. So what I'm thinking here is I did stay in one location for the entire first half, close to it, and then I changed locations after. So what I'll do next time is I'll set a timer on my phone. How much are they? 90 minutes, right? Is it 90 minutes of straight runtime? So 45 and 45. So what is that? So every 20 minutes, go to a different position on the field and kind of settle in for 20 minutes. Oh, another thing that I didn't account for. Only 3,600. Yeah. No, I'm definitely not gonna. I'm gonna do my regular 2 hours of live streaming, and then I'll be back tomorrow morning to get these. I'll be done with all of them by the end of the week and deliver them by next weekend. But I also, I got there 30 minutes before the soccer game started, so then they were warming up, and I had a whole plan to like kind of set up and like, you know, record a video intro, but I didn't account for shooting the shit with the mom that invited me, because as soon as she saw me, we started to shoot the shit. And she was like, "Oh my God, I've been watching your lives every morning and like peeking in and X, Y, and Z. Like I see your live almost every day. How do you do that? What camera are you using? I have a camera." So that took up like literally 25 minutes. By the time I looked up, the boys were already like greeting each other in the middle of the field. I'm like, fuck, I just wasted 25 minutes doing nothing. Like, oh, one of the boys got hurt. I remember this right here. That's the coach right there. I think he was fine. I think he had a head-on collision or something. And I wasn't covering it. Yeah, I didn't have coverage of it. But I was using my lens to like kind of zoom in. The R5 II. The R5 II is sick, bro. This is and these aren't even that great of photos here. It's the 45 mega. It's the full frame 45 megapixels. That's insane, dude. The what did I say? The A7R, the Sony. That shit has 60 megapixels, bro. 60. But it only shoots like 10 FPS. So like there's a trade-off. This shoots like 30 or 40, I think. Yeah, I definitely don't like this color grade. But we'll find an edit in here. There's an edit in this photo somewhere. Don't like Sony, rather get me a Leica if I'm looking for 60 meg. Yeah, we just have to be careful with the size of the sensor though, because 60 megapixels on a crop sensor, I think it is full frame. I don't know much about Leicas, but just be wary because 45 megapixels on a crop sensor versus 45 megapixels on a full frame is very, very different. Yeah, very, very different. I talked to the mom and I said, how is this the boys team? How is the team that her son plays on? Like, how are they ranked or whatever? And she tried to explain it to me. I didn't really fully understand, but she said there's 4 classes of boys teams and they're categorized as A, B, C, and D. Don't know how you get to A, B, or C, or D, or whatever, but these boys, these two groups of boys are in the B class, so they're one below A. And I don't know how you get to one versus the other. I'm assuming win record, overall skill. And when she said, she's like, when she said they're in B class, but they try really hard. And I'm like, I'm sure they do. I'm sure I'm sure the boys play really hard and they won today. So maybe that'll get them to A class. Today's victory, you know. Faces and soccer balls. Faces and soccer balls. That's what we're looking for today. Yeah, Julia. She was like, they try really hard. I'm like, I'm sure that they do. I'm sure they do. I didn't mean anything by that question. What do you think? You think this photo should be tall? Let's do a tall photo. Encoding overloaded. There we go. I knew it. I knew it. Is everything good? Yeah. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Yeah, I can get away with some editing here. Best shotgun mic? I use the Rode Video Mic NTG. That's what I like. Dropped frames, 4,000. My stuff is dropping frames right now, boys. In Twitch. So it's definitely Lightroom that suffers or bogs down my machine. What I might do is I might actually kill. I'll have to figure this out because one of the streaming platforms has to go. It might be Twitch. We'll kill Twitch is what we'll do. We'll see if that improves it. Killing Twitch. Sorry, Twitch. You gotta go, buddy. It immediately bumped up. Look at that. So Twitch is killed. Open up a window. Me perdí la clase. No, we're just kind of hanging out here. Bye, Twitch. Yeah, there was nobody over there anyway, so it's okay. These photos are pretty good. Yeah, they're all right. They're all right. Remember who the audience is, right? So the audience is this is going to be parents. Parents that there was no other photographer in sight. So for them, getting photos that look like this when they're usually getting photos of from their cell phone is going to be a big difference. So the parents of these athletes are going to be stoked to see their child, their athlete, with these kind of photos, right? So that's the important thing. Whenever you're creating photography for a reason, make sure that you know who the audience is. So are these photos going to win any awards, or are these going to go on to like an ESPN cover magazine? Fuck no. But they're going to go to the parents of these athletes, right? So just something to keep in mind. And keep that thinking along those lines for any kind of work that you do. Like, who is this for? You know, it's art. It's art. I always felt kind of weird saying that photography was art, but it is. It's an art. It's a creative outlet. And I only hesitate to call photography art because it kind of makes me cringe a little bit, because I don't want to be perceived as like artsy fartsy. Because we all know that artsy fartsy person in our life, right? But it is an art. It definitely is an art, if you can be humble about it. I have a lot of photos of this young man already. Yeah, who is this? Who's the audience? Yeah, who's the audience? So it's not necessarily who this is for, but who is the audience? You know, so whenever you're making your music, Antonio, whenever you're creating your videos, like who's watching this? You know, for me, while I'm doing these photos, man, like I'm analyzing all of the things that I did, all of the gear that I brought. Did I have enough gear? Did I wish I had something else? Um, the cushion, the little stool that I brought was a pain in the ass. I like the idea of it, but I don't like that model, so I might buy something different. But these are all things that you learn, you know. And also, how many of you guys have been here when I've done photo reviews for people? And like now I'll have a little bit of a portfolio. After doing these edits, I'll have a little bit of a portfolio that I can show people. I'm like, no, these soccer photos suck, bro. Dude, you should take photos that look like this, you know. And also, maybe some of these parents have their athletes, their children play soccer. I mean, not soccer, baseball. Maybe they play football. Oh, who was in here? Shots by Hunter. Shots by Hunter. You still in here, bro? Oh, bowling nerd. What's up, buddy? How are you, man? Did your camera come in? Shots by Hunter is he said earlier he's doing a quinceañera. And dude, quinceañera is a great way and a great place to hand out your business cards or to hand out your contact information. Because if you know anything about Latinos and like, you know, even minority, like black families, Hispanic families, Italian families, like really culturally strong families, they love their birthdays. They love their weddings. They love their baby showers. They love their event photos. And like quinceañeras is a great way because the quinceañera, there's gonna be the auntie there that's getting married. There's gonna be la prima there that's having a baby. There's gonna be, and if you can get in with a group of people, like a family, like a nucleus of family, and you could be known as like, hey, Tia, who was that guy that took the photos? Oh, mija, it's this person right here. And now all of a sudden you're doing weddings. You're doing, you're that family's photographer. So. Yeah, and like at places like that, like, you know, there's always color, there's always music, there's always people having fun. So it'll be here tomorrow, but the lens comes in Thursday. Damn. Did you, oh, by the way, I remember that lens that you sent. Did you get the one with all that extra stuff there? I hope you didn't pay extra for all that extra stuff. They try to, if it costs the same, then whatever. But most of that time, that stuff is all. Oh, here's a contested ball. It was the same. All right, yeah, good. It's usually always junk. Unfortunately, that's how they try to get the sale. And they try to get past. They do that with like people that are unassuming, not unassuming. What's the right word? They're trying to add a perceived value to their offer. Because the person, that the unsuspected customer that doesn't know any better, be like, oh, look at this. You get all this extra stuff. This one kind of works, right, guys? I'll try it out Saturday morning. Nice. Dang, tuned in late, so I missed a bit. It's all good, bro. Jason, what's up, man? Welcome in. Hello. I'll be Pike Lanes outside Philly next weekend, by the way. Getting a coach. Woo! Nice, man. Where is outside of Philly? I wonder where that is. Getting a coaching certification. That's fucking fancy, dude. There's a guy that's from Philly. Actually, I'm using his presets right now. He's called Frono's Photo. Jared Polin. He did a whole documentary on HBO on bowling. He's a camera nerd. Have you ever seen him, Bowling Nerd? Ever heard of him? Bro, let's go to YouTube actually. But he's a big what the hell's that? He's a big bowling guy. Is he your neighbor? No, this guy right here. So he just he's a big bowler, and he's like been doing he's a photographer, but he's a big into bowling, and he filmed a bowling documentary for HBO, and he filmed the whole thing. And throughout his channel, he talks about his bowling passion. I don't know that guy, but you're talking about Born to Bowl. Yeah. I think that's it. So this guy is he's the director, that guy, Born to Bowl. Exactly right. Did it come out already? Was it any good? Because I've been watching this guy. Yeah, Born to Bowl. Exactly right. Yeah. It's a whole series. It's cool. Yeah. So anyways, this guy, Jared Polin on here, he's a creative. He's a Canon guy too, and he directed that whole Born to Bowl thing. Miniseries. Cool. Yeah, and he's in Philadelphia, another thing. He also does a bunch of sports. So I follow this guy a lot. I even bought his presets, actually. Presets were about $100. I'm always buying presets. I think I can make this photo work as well. So we'll do a select on that. Yes, I've been watching Jared forever. Yo, Big Texas, I wanted to ask you the other day, man, how long, I know you just got your R6 Mark II, but how long had you been into like the idea of photography before you bought your first proper camera? For me, it was quick, dude. I started in 2020. Yeah, during COVID, just to try to earn some extra cash during the COVID, the coronavirus. And here we are 6 years later. Oh my God. I always loved photography, but I didn't have the opportunity to buy one. I get that. Get that. Yeah, once some resources become available, you can explore some creative outlets. YouTube just gave me 3 ads. 2 are okay, but 3? That's crazy. I have ads are like automatic. I have mine set to moderate. Delay ads. Interesting. I wonder if that's why my live goes like it goes back a lot. I didn't understand why. By the way, as soon as I killed Twitch, my stream stabilized. So if Twitch isn't doing anything for me for these kind of lives, I just won't include Twitch. I'll just exclusively stream to YouTube and TikTok for these kind of edits with me. I think this is when no. And I don't like buying cheap equipment. I like to go all out. You like to buy quality stuff, man. You bought some pro gear right out the gate, you know? Oh, is this a photo? Let's see. Do we have one here? The composition's right. Yeah, we'll have to edit this as well. So this is a good select. There's a couple gems in here. There's a couple gems in here. And I don't like buying. Yep. You can tell they're looking down at me. Love the quality. How can you fix overexposure? You just reduce the exposure. Just reduce it. Right now, I'm just doing some soft edits. This isn't overexposed though. So maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. But not too bad. But again, I'm just soft proofing right now. That shot is sharp. What's the most expensive lens you've worked with? The lens that I have that I was using it on a couple of shots here. You'll see them near the end. The 28 to 70. That's a $3,000 lens. The lens that I'm using here, this one's about, how much is this lens? Let's Google it real quick, you guys. Let's see, RF 70 to 200. f2.8. Oh, this one's 2800. So I was using this lens today, and I was using the R5 Mark II. So I was using, so 3900, 39 plus 28. $3,900 plus 2,800. So Jesus. $7,000, and that was one camera. So the other camera that I had was the R7, which is about 1,500. Yeah, so about $10,000 worth of gear at least today. At least. That's just what shit costs, though, man. So yeah, so charging $250 for the parents to for the photos seems like a pretty reasonable price, you know. But again, all of these photos that I'm going to be doing probably for this season, I'm probably gonna be doing them for free. I've been so blessed these past years, so I thought it was time. Yeah, man. And what's crazy is, like, you know, when you start making good money, like it goes up, dude. It goes up over time. The same thing happened to me, man, when I started making, like, when I got over a certain income level, like just a weight comes off of your shoulders, you know? And like you get to explore creative outlets, and then that makes you happier. And then being happier makes you more likable and pleasant to be around, and you get to focus on other things, educating yourself, improving your skill set, and you get better, and then it just multiplies because now you're better at your job, you're more pleasant to be around, you get more opportunities because you're not a dick, you're not worried about your bills and shit like that, you know? So it just, once you get, but you have to clear that income threshold, you know, that's the hurdle right there, getting past that point where, when I started to feel like I'm in a good spot. I tell this story a lot, man. When I didn't have to look at the prices at grocery stores, when I didn't have to like look at what avocados cost, or if I should buy the lesser cut of meat because it was a couple dollars more out of the budget for that week. You know what I mean? That's when I really started to feel like, fuck, I made it. When I could buy avocados, when I could buy avocados and make guacamole at home and I didn't have to worry about the cost of the of the avocados. That's was like, I'm fucking rich. That's when I really started to feel it, man. It sounds lame, but that's what it was. That's what it was, man. This photo works right here too. So this photo, if you guys noticed, I straightened it out a little bit because I think normally it was like this. And what I look at when I'm looking at this photo is I'm looking at this pole right here. And I'm also looking at this building that's up here. And it's not perfectly straight. So what I do is I use the lines to kind of straighten it up. Buildings, for the most part, buildings, light posts, some light posts like kind of taper near the top, but buildings are usually built in perfectly level. So if you can't find a horizon, look for structures and buildings nearby, windows, door frames. Try to find and even just a little bit of adjustment makes a big difference. Ash, I think many photographers are addicted to lenses they collect. Some people are, yeah, some people are, but lenses have each one has a unique use case. So like there are no lenses that do everything, like the full range of what a photographer needs, I have a ton of lenses, but I use them for my stuff. This is going to be a cool photo once I edit it. Look at this backdrop too, man. Like it looks like this whole field looks really nice. And then the backdrop of like the industrial buildings in the back, What up, Danny? How are you? That's why I was having trouble finding one. I was looking for an all-in-one lens. No, there's no such thing as an all-in-one lens. And if they do exist, they're incredibly expensive. There's a couple, I was having a big issue with this lens though, the 70-200. And I thought of Mr. Big Texas, and I was jealous of his lens because he has the updated version of the 70-200 that has a really short throw. And my lens, to get the 200, I have to do like a full turn of the zoom, which is really problematic if you want fast shots. The new 70-200, the one he has, which is even more expensive than the one I have, has a little short throw, like half a turn, gets all the way to 200. So that's a problem for my lens. Like I was like, fuck. Yeah, Big Texas got the big guns. He has the Z, the 70-200Z. I've settled for the 70-200 f4 because it's much cheaper. Yeah. I've settled for the... Yeah, you said that. I read that already. And I already have an EF. Yeah, that's perfect, man. Bro, I have all kinds of action. Me too, man. Drones, I only have one drone, but I only use it like once. Yeah, I get it, bro. Bro, cameras are different, man. Bro, cameras are different. It's a good hobby. They'll last you forever. Like, unless you sell your Canon R6 Mark II, you're going to give that to your son or daughter one day. So this one, this photo has a soccer ball, but not that many faces. So this photo is no good. This is still the first half of the game, by the way. Is it easy to fly? I was scared shitless of my drone, dude. I flew it like twice and then I packed it up and never turned it on again. I spent like $700 on it too. I'm glad I have it though, because I still have a goal to learn how to fly, get licensed, because drones are getting crazy nowadays. Yeah, 100 to 500. That's a solid lens too. I think I might buy an EF 100 to 400 just because it's like under $1,000. And for something like this, like if I do this for a couple more games, field sports, like I need that 100 to 400 for that. So I might invest in that because it wasn't that much money. Something that I could buy without really thinking about it, you know. And I had a fun time. I had a fun time. I didn't zoom in enough here. I'm at like 70 millimeters here. I should have been like a lot more zoomed in. But yeah, I did stay at this angle for far too long. So that's another mental note. Keep moving. It's a monster of a lens, dude. It's a monster of a lens. But because I already have, I guess I could trade in mine. But the thing is, like, I use my 70 to 200 for video, and like the 70 to 200Z, it's internal zoom. So it means it's like crazy long. And like that really affects my like carrying it and traveling with it. Like I have to travel with it differently. Because my 70 to 200 compacts to a size that, you know what I'll do instead of buying the new 70 to 200, because I still need mine compactness of mine, I'll just buy the 100 to 400 and use it for sports. And that'll be like my main sports, you know, sports lens. I think my next lens is going to be the 100 to 500. Yeah, that'll be really good too. The 100 to 500 to me is on my list as well. But I don't think I can swing it anytime soon. And I don't, if I get more involved with sports, then I'll definitely do it. Then it'll be worth the purchase. But until then, investing about $700, because I can show you, investing about $700 is more reasonable for me right now for something that I'm kind of just testing out, right? EF 100 to 400L. So this lens right here, yeah, this one. Oh, that's B&H. Let's go to MPB. Here we go. $8.99. I can swing this without thinking too much about it for sports photography, field sports photography, that I'm not really taking too seriously, where I'm just doing free stuff, free work, you know? So I can invest this money. And then if I do like it and do want to do more, then I can get the 100 to 500. I could justify the purchase, you know, once I start making money. Just pretend it's a couple avocados. Exactly. I'll add some salt and limon to it, you know, to make some guacamole. But typically I don't, you know, just my train of thinking, the way that I think about things is I don't invest heavily in stuff. And this isn't rocket science or anything like rocket medicine or anything, but like I don't invest heavily in things until I'm actually getting paid to do that kind of work. So if I start getting paid, the moment I make $1 off of sports photography, I will I'll spend $3,000 on a lens. Last year I found my dad's Canon Sure Shot. Great memories were captured by it. I would save more for the R6 Mark II for sure. The R6 One is still nice, but if you can practice some delayed gratification, I would wait for the R6 Mark II. Oh, actually, you know what? This frame right here would actually look pretty good as something like this, because the whole group of boys is here. Actually, this is not a bad frame at all. I kind of like this. Yeah, I'll edit this photo. Oh, you know what? You know what I'll do? Because you guys are hanging out with me. I'll go all the way to the end. Hopefully my computer doesn't crash. Because I got some group photos of the boys. Yes, here they are. Check this out. So I got them. So after around this time, I was saying to the chat, because I was live, I said to the chat while I was live, I was like, I'm gonna go look for the mom to see if she can help me organize the boys to do a team shoot. And as I was packing my stuff up to go find her, I saw her jogging up to me. And she was like, Victor, can you do a group photo of the whole team? And I said, you fucking bet your ass I can. Yeah, look at this. Oh, come on. Who didn't? This little bastard right here. I did get him to look at me a couple times, so. Oh, look at this guy. He's throwing up gang signs. Does this kid have a mustache? Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, this is a great photo. Look at this. Everybody's looking at me. Perfect. The young man that shot all the goals isn't in here, though. It wasn't him. No, the other boy had like twists. Oh, sick. Look at this photo. Hell yeah. That's so cute. I saw a new meme with that, or a new video with that as a meme. It was like, oh, so cute. Look at the sky too. I almost said basketball net. The soccer net is nice and nicely framed in here too. It's a little warm, so let's cool it down just a little bit. Not too much. The coach. Yeah, this was pretty cool. Yeah, this is a good photo right here. Let me actually download this and send this to the mom right now, so that I can let me create export. Choose the folder system. Here we go. Little sneak peek. Yeah. Well, I kind of want her to share it with the other parents. But yeah, exactly right. New, edited. You're getting hired. Yeah, I think so too. So I'll share this. Select folder, export. I'm just planting seeds, Antonio. Just planting little seeds, you know? All right, so that's exporting. Let me find the folder. Boom. And then I will send it to my phone. Yeah, I'm definitely getting booked for something. Link to Windows, link to Windows. Nice photo. So proud of you're a genius. Oh yeah, definitely getting paid. Is it true that the 200 to 800 is a hazard? A hazard? I don't know what that means. What do you mean a hazard? Send to my phone. Send. Oh, you know what? She also, I do have her here as well. So I'll take a photo. I'll edit this photo too. This is the person that invited me. So let's see. That's a good photo. I think I have a full body one. There we go. I cut her. There it is. Nice smile. Yes, perfect. So let's take down the exposure a little bit. Let's add a little bit of a crop. Yep. All good. Some nice spacing. It's horizontal. Vertical. Boom. Yep, everybody looks good. Lower the highlight just a little bit. Warm it up a little bit. That's good right there. Beautiful. Export, with previous. Boom. Shot by Hunter. I think we were just talking about you, bro. About your quinceañera shoot. So let me send this out. Send to my phone. Boom. Cool. So let me send these off to her. Gallery. These look fire, dude. Yeah, these look good. I need a V-mount battery, monitor, shotgun mic, BTS camera, and 2 lenses. RIP my pockets, bro. I have the kit you need, bro. It's linked in my bio. Shit, I forgot what photo I was on. I am at 2 hours, so I'm probably going to go back to where I was at. I was at like image 400. Here we go. I was a little bit past this. Here we go. Maybe image 500. Here we go. Yep, right around here. A client asked me, can my camera make them look smaller? I said, no, the gym. Yeah. I can edit them though, but like, bro, nah, I don't do any heavy edits like that. Not for my own kind of. The girl client's always saying they look big in photos. The camera does add 10 pounds depending on the lens, for sure. My client was saying they need Ozempic yesterday. Yeah, but that's just the way people look, you know? It's like, that's the way you look. I have a boss who also really dislikes the way he's aged in photos. But I'm like, that's your face. Like, that's reality, you know what I mean? Don't blame the camera. It actually does. It is the camera. You are fat though, you know, but the camera doesn't help. You know, you have gained some weight. You have aged. You do have gray hair now, but you know, blame the tacos. Yeah, las tortas, exactly. I just can't give up the tacos, man. Running keeps my body correct. Yeah. That's why I've kind of just like, this is me. You know, this is me. You know, not body shaming or anything like that. If you want to be fat, you know. If you want to be skinny, be skinny. This is America, goddammit. I also blame the tacos. All right, this is a good place for me to stop. I'm gonna shut her down here, and then we'll pick this up tomorrow morning. Do you really want to quit? Yes, I do. And then we'll go back to... I'll hang out with you guys for a little bit longer. Can Canon users still use digital photographic photo software? What are you talking about? Giga Colorscapes. What are we talking about, buddy? Blame the tacos too because I love to eat good. DPP software. I don't know what you're talking about, Giga Colorscapes. DPP software? Are you talking about like Lightroom and stuff? Yeah. Any camera can use. Oh, she loved the photos. I sent her two. They do look great, dude. They do look great. She said gracias. Yeah. Yeah, the photos came out. Those two photos came out nice. The other photos will come out nice too. I can't just stop. Like, I gotta find the best photos the same day. Oh no, dude, I got 4,000 photos. Like, you know, I think I got to what, 500. So what is that? I didn't even get like through. I barely got through 10% of them. Any YouTubers you recommend to get better with video? Just want tips with composition. I have a couple of YouTubers that I follow. The one that I follow the most, for like the kind of video that I want to create, his name is Mark Bone. I took his course a couple years ago, and he just creates content that I want to create, so I follow him a lot. But he creates really cinematic kind of looking videos for his documentaries. He does documentaries for Netflix, Nike, Mercedes, and a bunch of shit. But like he has a good channel where he actually talks about lighting, composition, and what to like keep in mind when you're filming, when you're trying to create like sequences. I need some tips for this quinceañera. Bro, there's really no tips, man. You just gotta go and do it. Wide, medium, tight. Like I told you, get some establishing shots. You're doing video, right? Yeah, set up a tripod. Get a tripod. Spend some time on YouTube. You have the camera. You have the lens. When is this quinceañera? Yeah, just create some content. Create content every day up until the day. Is it tomorrow? You should have been making stuff. Oh, full-time filmmaker. This is another channel that I took their course as well. This is more for commercial stuff though. Whatever comes up. Yeah, this guy, I've taken this guy's course as well. He has a lot of tutorials, but again, this guy's more for like commercial stuff. It's months from now? Bro, relax, dude. It's months from now? Yeah, you got plenty of time, broski. Plenty of time. Is it a big quinceañera? Like it's gonna be like a wedding? Or is it like a backyard quinceañera? For my quince, the video couldn't figure out how to burn into a CD and said he lost the footage. Oh, Julia, where was I for your quinceañera? I forgot about yours. Lost the footage. What a shame. Yeah, I can imagine you guys do big shit out there, man. Quinceañeras are different out there. Over here in Philly, quinceañeras are definitely not like the ones over in Texas, man. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. It's a different population. Different kind of population, you know? Yeah, if it's months from now, dude, you got plenty of time, but I would still be creating stuff and creating stuff every day, editing and just learning as much as possible. So when are you going to rent the 17 to 40? That's a solid lens, though. Yeah, I can imagine they do. You got the fucking banda playing. You got all kinds of shit, man. Yeah. I did a Mexican wedding a couple years ago. I charged $5,000 for that, and it was great, dude. It was a great. They booked me for 12 hours. They wanted 12 hours of coverage, and actually they wanted 16 hours of coverage. They wanted me from like 8 a.m. until like 3 in the morning. Don't be that guy. For my quince video, the video couldn't figure out. Don't be that guy. Yeah, that's a shame. My homie's girlfriend, her quince was 30K, 10K alone for the venue. Yeah. It's a wedding, dude. It's a wedding out. It's like basically a wedding. You'll be all right, dude. I'm definitely not nervous at all. You'll be all right. Big Texas Shots by Hunter has the 6700. He has a Sony. He uses Sony. He went to the dark side. Yeah, till 3 a.m. they better be giving me a bunch of beer. I'm sober. I don't drink. But I ate a lot of tacos. Dude, they had tacos al pastor with the fucking thing spinning, with the pineapple on top, and they had like literally a torta bar. So like they had a couple Mexican guys on a grill making tortas all night long. You filming with a Sony right now? Yeah, but look how shitty it looks, dude. I'm filming with a Sony right now, but look how shitty it looks. Yeah, Sony has a bunch of lens options. I'm just teasing, man. This is just friendly rivalry between brands. You guys know about like football rivalries, like NFL football rivalries? You guys are from Texas, right? So imagine, who is your football rivals in the NFC for the Texans, for the Cowboys? The Eagles, right? The Eagles and the Giants. Imagine if you guys as Cowboy fans, if the Washington Redskins said, "Oh yeah, you guys are our rivals." That's kind of how I feel about Canon versus Sony, you know? In my analogy here, Sony is the Washington Redskins. Cowboys don't have a rival. They suck. That's funny, man. I don't drink, but I drink, but not when I'm going to shoot. Yeah, I hear you. Looks better than yesterday's video. Yesterday's video, the people liked that cinematic video yesterday. People were liking it. Yes, the Redskins, not the Commanders. Oh yeah, they're called the Commanders now. I don't really care too much about the name. They can name themselves whatever they want. This is America. The Cowboys definitely have rivals though, but I get your point. But the video was clear. Yeah, well, over there, I was kind of experimenting, Antonio, with lighting. So in here, in this room, I have tons of light, like tons and tons of light. The audio is probably better too, because I'm using a professional mic. So that probably plays a role. Over there in that studio, I also have tons of light, but I was kind of messing around with the vibe of it, doing like a different kind of vibe. But I did like that setup. If I can figure out, maybe I can add a hair light to myself for that setup and add it to the back of me a little bit to give me some separation. Because I thought it was also a little dark. But well, you know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try to recreate the Netflix documentary look that's like really popular on Instagram right now. Sony is like the Cowboys on camera. Damn, shots fired, bro. Shots fired. Sony is the Cowboys, dude. Nikon is the Browns. Nah, Lumix is all right, man. Lumix is all right. Lumix has to go all out, dude. Lumix is up there. Lumix is trying really hard. Kind of like my friends, the mom said today. Is like they're not as good, but they try really hard. That's funny. All right, boys and girls, I gotta bounce. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I'm gonna be back tomorrow morning around my usual time, 8 a.m. or so. So I will see you on the next one. We'll be back to editing. I appreciate all of you. Have a great night. Adios.